Welcome to the deep dive. Today, we're digging into some really critical source material. It's a comprehensive 2025 audit focused on cybersecurity for the top web builders out there. Our mission. Really, it's to pull out the most vital insights, the actionable steps you can actually take to protect your online presence. Because the digital world, well, it's changing faster than ever. Honestly, I thought I had a decent handle on the threats, but this 2025 audit, it was a real eye-opener. It outlines some, frankly, unsettling shifts. It's a wake-up call, really. New challenges you just can't ignore. We'll be looking closely at the security strengths and maybe weaknesses of platforms like Wix, Squarespace, WordPress, and Shopify.
Yeah, what's really striking in this audit, I think, is just how fast the cyber attack landscape is evolving. We're not just talking about the threats we knew yesterday. These new vectors are sophisticated, and they demand we basically rethink our security.
Okay, let's unpack that. The report uses terms like terrifying new threats. That makes 2025 sound like a really pivotal year. What was the most, maybe, surprising thing the auditors found?
Well, the audit highlights three major battlegrounds that are fundamentally shifting things. You've got AI-powered threats, the emergence of quantum computing capabilities, and these increasingly tricky advanced phishing attacks.
AI-powered threats.
That still sounds a bit like science fiction to me. Can you give us some concrete examples from the audit? How are they actually different now?
Absolutely. I mean, we're seeing deepfake voice scams that are so good. They impersonate CEOs to authorize financial transfers. It's not just pictures anymore. And then there's adaptive malware. This stuff actually learns your security patterns to get around them. It's like it's anticipating your moves. Plus, automated vulnerability scanners are finding exploits before developers even release the patches. That level of precision, that adaptability, it's something else. It's really unprecedented.
Right, so AI is actively learning our weaknesses. Then there's the quantum computing angle. The audit seemed pretty stark on that.
Yeah.
What does that actually mean for the security we rely on right now? It's a potential game changer, truly. The audit notes that quantum systems are becoming capable of breaking encryption standards we thought were safe for, well, ages.
Yeah.
Think about 256-bit encryption keys. Used to take millennia to crack, right?
Yeah.
Now, the audit suggests quantum systems could potentially solve them in hours.
Hours. Wow.
Yeah. So what that means practically is that those digital locks, the SSL certificates keeping your website data safe, customer info, transactions, they become vulnerable. Data could be intercepted, and things like hash functions, which are like digital fingerprints for data, they become susceptible to collision attacks faking data on a scale we haven't seen.
Okay. And the third one, advanced phishing. We all get those emails. We think we know phishing. What's so advanced about it now? Sounds like it's more than just bad spelling in an email.
Oh, definitely. The attacks are engineered to be way more deceptive, and they specifically target web infrastructure itself. A really striking example from the audit. These perfectly legitimate-looking security certificate renewal emails, they even include QR codes.
QR?
Exactly. You scan the QR code, maybe on your phone, and boom, it takes you straight to a credential harvesting site. It completely bypasses normal email filters. Users think it's just a routine update. It really makes you ask, how do you spot these things when they look so real and bypass the usual checks?
Good question. So with these really sophisticated threats on the horizon, how are the big web builders, Wix, Squarespace, WordPress, Shopify, how are they actually stepping up? What did the audit find they're doing well or maybe not so well?
It's an interesting picture. The audit gives a good snapshot. For Wix and Squarespace, because they have more closed ecosystems, they've really pushed zero-trust security protocols. Basically, trust nothing by default. They've also ramped up their vulnerability disclosure programs, aiming for 48-hour response times, which is fast. And they do monthly penetration testing with outside firms.
That sounds pretty robust for those platforms. But what about WordPress and Shopify? They've got huge user bases, massive plugin ecosystems. That feels like a different challenge. What vulnerabilities did the audit flag there, and what are they doing about it?
You're right, it's a different beast. Their focus has to be different. Their strength is that open community. But that's also where the risk lies, particularly with plugins. So the audit shows they're focusing heavily on verifying plugin security, implementing automated scanning for known issues in those plugins, and bringing in developer accountability frameworks, like security scoring for developers. This is super critical for WordPress especially, given how much it depends on third-party plugins. But one thing the audit highlighted across all platforms now is this mandatory incident response plan. They have to notify users within 24 hours of confirming a breach. That's a big step towards transparency, at least.
Okay, transparency is good, but it's easy to just focus on, the direct attacks.
Right.
The audit mentioned these unseen risks too. Dangers lurking beneath the surface. Can you shed some light on those?
Yeah, beyond the obvious stuff, we're seeing a really concerning rise in supply chain attacks.
Supply chain, you mean like third-party tools?
Exactly. Compromised themes, plugins, integrations, things you install thinking they're fine. They inject malicious code, bypassing the main platform's security. One bad plugin could hit thousands of sites at once, like digital dominoes.
That's a terrifying thought. One weak link taking down so many. What other sort of hidden dangers should people be aware of? Things that aren't maybe top of mind?
Insider threats are another growing area. The audit found a huge jump, like 78% in 2024, in account takeover attempts targeting the web builder dashboards themselves, often through social engineering or just guessing weak passwords. And for businesses operating globally, data residency is becoming a nightmare. Data sovereignty laws, where data has to be stored, are increasingly clashing with where these web builders actually keep their servers. These kinds of attacks really exploit how interconnected everything is now.
Wow, $114,000 average cost for a small business compromise. That number really hits hard. For many, that could be fatal, couldn't it?
Absolutely. It underscores the urgency.
So when a breach does happen, and it sounds like it's often when, not if, what's the real cost? The audit breaks it down, right, beyond just the immediate fix.
It really does lay it bare. For large enterprises, the average hit per major breach is staggering, around $4.9 million. That covers fixing the problem, legal fees, regulatory fines, and crucially, brand damage. For small businesses, as you said, that average was $114,000 in 2024. But it's not just the money up front. The audit found 72% of customers will just abandon a brand if their data is compromised in a security incident.
72%, that's huge.
It is. And recovery isn't quick. On average, it takes about 38 days for a business to fully recover operations after a major website breach. Often, the long-term damage to trust and reputation hurts way more than the initial financial cost.
Okay, this can feel pretty overwhelming hearing all this. But the good news is the audit also provides clear, practical steps, things you can actually do to fortify your online castle, as you put it. What's the absolute first thing people should focus on?
Right. The number one thing. Implement advanced authentication. Seriously. This means turning on multi-factor authentication, MFA, everywhere you can, and ideally using hardware security keys for any accounts with admin access. Also, enforce strong passwords. Minimum 16 characters now, with policies for regular rotation. No more password 123.
Simple steps, but crucial. You mentioned MFA, though. Sometimes that feels like a barrier for users. Did the audit touch on adoption rates or how businesses can encourage better security habits without making things impossible for people? And after authentication, what's the next key layer?
That's a fair point. Education and making it seamless are vital for adoption. You can't just mandate it without explaining why and making it easy. Beyond that initial layer, regular security audits are absolutely crucial. Don't just set and forget. We're talking quarterly penetration testing of your website. Use tools specifically designed for your web builder platform, WordPress tools for WordPress sites, etc. And pay special attention to any new features or integrations you add. Those are often the weak spots that get overlooked.
Okay, so lock down access with strong authentication, regularly test your own defenses. What about stopping the bad guys before they even get to your door? What proactive, maybe enterprise-level defenses should people be looking at?
Exactly. The final piece is deploying advanced protection. Think about things like content delivery networks, CDNs. They not only speed up your site, but also absorb certain types of attacks. And crucially, web application firewalls, or wavelifts. A wave acts like a shield, filtering out malicious traffic before it even reaches your website. But the key is configuration. They need to be specifically set up for your web builder's architecture. A wave for Shopify needs different rules than one for WordPress to be truly effective.
Makes sense. Looking even further ahead now, what does the future hold according to this audit? Are we heading into a totally new era of web security? Does it look different?
The audit definitely suggests a significant shift is already happening. We should probably expect quantum-resistant encryption, new ways of encrypting data that quantum computers can't easily break to start becoming standard maybe by late 2025. AI is also being used for defense now. AI-powered security response systems are emerging that can react in sub-seconds. That's a massive leap in speed. And we're seeing more interest in decentralized hosting as a security approach, spreading data out so there's no single point of failure. Fundamentally, the audit recommends choosing platforms that are clearly investing in these future areas. Quantum-resistant tech, transparent breach reporting, really thorough vetting of third-party tools. Tomorrow's security landscape, it demands a different mindset, more towards decentralization, assuming zero trust internally, and constantly verifying everything.
Wow, what a deep dive this has been. From those incredibly precise AI scams to the looming threat of quantum computing breaking our current protections, and just the stark reality of what a breach costs, it's crystal clear that security needs constant, proactive attention.
Yeah, the big takeaway from this 2025 audit seems to be that protecting your online presence isn't about just putting up walls and reacting anymore. It's about proactively building a truly resilient online castle that can withstand this constantly changing landscape.
Absolutely. And maybe this leaves you with a question to think about. As AI becomes more central to both attacking and defending systems, how does that fundamentally reshape our whole idea of digital trust? What new responsibilities does that place on you as someone with an online presence to really verify who and what you're interacting with?